Hey, listen to these proverbs or odd words we call rap music that took me all across the globe. Watch people react to it. Figments of imagination, couldn't fathom elation. Indescribable with words, so I'm gonna illustrate illustrious rhyming career for which my rhymes are revered. Clear signs of alignment shows my timing is near. We all here for an assignment, simple souls that are migrant, simply vessels in this climate, solitary confinement. I break free every time that I wake. My faith leads and creates seeds that eventually blossom to trees. Getting rid of all the extra shit I thought I would need. I put your head on the swivel, wear my heart on the sleeve. But just breathe, this simple exercise can even rectify our greatest sins. Although my days will end next to God, I atone for all of my wrongs throughout song. But let him who is without sin go cast the first stone. I used to dream about a dive charger, suicide doors, sitting on 24s. I was trying to find a job, shit, why bother? Being broken make you try harder. Sitting in the house watching Coach Carter. Plotting on this fucking Cartier. Hey, plus a nigga trying to go farther. I finally arrived and nobody's here. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm the king of the eat, and get it bitch feel like the DJ. Yeah, I'm the sit where we play, we got to chop where we play. Yeah, constantly sit, we gon' chop your ass up just like some sushi. AK-47 stick, go stupid, draw the money out on the
Okay, little dirty, nappy headed, East Atlanta nigga, father said it out with the force. 44 Hank Aaron Chrome, wanna make it home, then get out the porch. Let a nigga cover faded for, I had to fade a nigga at the faded for. It's tomato or tomato, either way the boy the greatest play it. I won't say it no more. I was just fucked up, I was just down bad. I had to tighten the fuck up, but I'm here for the crown. Board of Education versus Brown. I was board of education, left the town. Fuck a resume, fuck a cap and gown, fuck a background, check background. When I get the check, nigga, that's now. I was just fucked up. I was down bad. I had to tighten the fuck up, but I'm here for the crown. Oh shit, I was just fucked up. I was down bad. I had to tighten the fuck up, but I'm here for the crown.
I was fucked up. I was just down bad. Pick up the pad, pick up the slack, pick up the litter, don't litter no bag. Bossy been picking up racks, raps been clear to actually too. And I'm back in the booth, got them packing the shack, cause they lacking the juice. Niggas dropping the ball, they all stacking the fool. Activists shoot out the side of your face, we ain't jacking it. We ain't jacking them fools, get a nap, you do just embarrassing. Who going crazy like us in comparison? Simple like Marion Jones on the steroids. Y'all niggas slow as a heroin high. Y'all had a year, but you let it go by.
I was just fucked up. I was down bad. I had to tighten the fuck up, but I'm here for the crown. Oh shit, I was just fucked up. I was down bad. I had to tighten the fuck up, but I'm here for the crown.
Dreamville, here, how to bitch, we came from nothing just like the Big Bang Theory. The poverty stain kept the pain buried. They covered the shame with a dream. We would have fortune and fame, a million to bake, a million paint, turned cranberry. Now little Jermaine got the same stories. That boy had the same bitch, the same marriage. Go, all hell, King Cole, first of his name. Long may rain, the boy got a throne, but you know it in the game. Real nigga, I was born in the same. Pressure cooker, that's been known to bustle up a cola, make a diamond. 2-6, me and Rhoda Reaganomics. I'm sick, we to go to state of rhyming. Oh God, you can die today, so be held to pay. I'm a leaving, breathing, scheming testimony. So don't test me, homie, put that knee on it, put a foot up that ass, you a stepping stone. All my niggas ain't getting no sleep. All of my niggas be chasing their dreams. Oh, I'm a force of nature, I can't wait the day I was having problems till I had to break through all my tattoos. For sure, they ain't never for sure. Might get tattooed on to tell your hope get the dope in my time making love to your thoughts. Don't get in line, baby, slut up your mind. It's a brand new season. I'm a righteous heathen. I take on the challenge and I leave it sleeping. I was down bad, now I'm leaving and I'm leaving every fucking weekend. Oh.
I was just fucked up. I was just down bad. I had to tighten the fuck up, but I'm here for the crown. Oh shit, I was just fucked up. I was just down bad. I had to tighten the fuck up, but I'm here for the crown.
All right, welcome.
What's up, Theo? Can you say hi?
It's Sunday. We're streaming. We got a special one planned. I say that every weekend. This one is fun because this is something that I want to make. Normally, when I think about what to make on stream, it's like, what do people want to see? What is something that would be like fun to do on stream? But this one is specifically for me. The Spanish tortilla. It is not a vehicle to wrap a burrito in. It is a bar snack, basically. it's uncommonly famous all throughout Spain. It's basically potatoes, onions, egg, and a side of mayo. And it sounds a little weird, but it is phenomenal. Literally every time you go out, you like go get some snacks, some tapas, go have a drink basically, and you're ordering one of these with it. The other thing is, like, all throughout Spain, each place like kind of does their own take on it, which I love. Some of them are like a little bit wetter or soupier, saucier in the center. Some of them a little bit more cooked all the way through. So we're gonna do kind of my version of this. Never made this before. Per usual, hoping for the best. You can watch me kind of struggle here. But it like is basically like a Spanish like omelet, which I know sounds like not appetizing or not even very like bar food related, but I promise you it is. What's up, Moses Lake gang? Glad you guys are back online. I heard there was some technical difficulties. Good to see you guys. Hope to see you guys soon, honestly. I know it's been a while. All right, we're back. We are getting into it. So we got some potatoes. So this is just some ice water that we'll throw them in once we got them peeled. I'm going with Yukon potatoes. You could go with russet or honestly any kind of soft and kind of creamy potato here. I like these yellow ones. These ones are like kind of super waxy and creamy, like I said. I think these are gonna be perfect. So we're gonna do a quick peel on these boys. And then we have the mandolin all ready to go. I just love these. They just look so, I don't know, so good. And it has like a denseness and a softness that's like a little bit different than the russet, but I'm excited to try these out. We'll see how it works. All right, there's our second boy. One more here. And I want to get the potatoes going first. There's a method to my madness. We're gonna basically like thinly slice, that's the mandolin, and then fry them. We got our fry daddy coming up to heat. And we want to get them like kind of par cooked or par fried. And then we're gonna put them back in this kind of egg mixture. But I don't want them to be so hot that they start cooking the eggs. So we're gonna get these going first and cool them down as quick as possible. You guys get the picture. Alright, this guy's looking good. Just about. Okay. Let's start by cutting these guys in half. I'm trying to think if I want to do them in quarters. I think these like half moons are going to be good. So let's start with these. Not sure how many I'm going to need. Alright, let's get our mandolin out. And thickness is important. Let's see how thick we're looking here. I was watching someone make these online. Feels a little too thick. And they suggested just about that thickness right there. And for whatever reason, that just feels a little thick to me. About the same. Slightly thinner. I think this is the one. All right, this is what we're going with. And these potatoes are soft enough where the russets are just a little bit firmer and are somewhat of trouble with the mandolin. So just another reason to use these guys. All right. Thickness is feeling perfect. This is Devin's arch nemesis. Oddly enough, I think Devin has a fever. It's like 85 degrees out. It's super hot in our apartment right now, and Devin's like under the covers with the... I forget what you call it, but you put it in the microwave. It's like a little bean bag that goes around your neck. So she is going through it right now. Alright, just kind of individualize these guys. Trying to think, I think this might be enough. We're basically gonna cook it all in this pan. It's supposed to be kind of a smaller size little puck at the end of the day. And I don't wanna make two of them. I think I just wanna make the right amount, so to speak. So we're just gonna start with this. I think this is gonna be perfect. We're gonna do about 2/3 potatoes to 1/3 onion. We'll save our kind of scraps here. All right, so here's our potatoes. We got them in cold, kind of ice water. Ice is melted. Water's still cold though. And we're just letting them kind of release their starches. We want just to get as much of the starch out as possible for the time being. Otherwise, it becomes like kind of gummy in the tortilla kind of mixture here. I'm gonna add some more cold water. Just switch it out. Kind of like how you would wash rice is the thought here. All right, those are off to the side. The other thing that like I said, it's gonna have onions in this. So I wanna do the onions two ways. I think it's gonna be kind of my own little take on it. Also, moment for cheers. Appreciate you guys hanging. Oh, all right. So onions, we have some, I wanna do them two ways. That's what I was talking about. We have our like Walla Walla sweet onion here. Is it Walla Walla? Vidalia sweet onion. Maybe that's near Moses Lake. Vidalia? I'm not familiar with that one. But sweet onion here. We're gonna do it two ways. One, we're gonna do some low and slow caramelized onions. Let's get our heat up. Get some olive oil in here. And then the other way is we're gonna finish them in the Fry Daddy with some of the potatoes. So some of it is going to be kind of the kind of fried flavoring, and the other is going to be kind of sweet, low and slow, kind of releasing those sugars and kind of flavors. I think I'm going to do just a typical kind of julienne on these. Might even use the mandolin. Let's try it. Alright, let's see if we're sharp enough. Not gonna risk that. All right, beautiful. Super easy. So let's do most of this other half here. Beautiful. Okay, onions are done, potatoes are done. Our oil is coming up to heat here. Quick moment for cleaning. All right, look at these beautiful guys. Oh, all right, we're paper toweling them real quick. Get some excess water out. Turn our heat up on that guy, and we're gonna get our kind of caramelized onions going over here. Let's take a look at our oil temp. Got it cranked to 400. Let's see how hot it actually is. 375, 380, beautiful. We really only want it at about 350, 320, so I'm gonna reduce it just a touch. And then let's get our potatoes dried off as well. Last thing you want is water in your hot oil. All right. Kind of all over the place here. All right, just patting these dry. Just want to get as much water off of them before we drop them in the oil here. And we don't want too much color on these in the oil. It's really, the way that they describe it is almost like confit them, or just like kind of par cooking them throughout. All right. I don't know how much of this you guys are gonna be able to see. Let's do this. You guys can kind of see that. All right, we got our potatoes. All right, potatoes are dropped. They're gonna go in for about, I don't know, honestly, until they look good. And then at the end, we're gonna do half of our onions. So let's get the first half kind of in our kind of caramelized situation here. This feels a little hot. Crank it down a bit. All right, and the rest of this we'll use in our boil or our fry here. All right, let's mix these guys all around. Make sure that they're all kind of individualized. Oil is all over each one. Let's check our heat. Should have dropped quite a bit. 230. Let's crank it. But it's honestly okay. The low heat isn't a negative like it has typically been in the past. We're gonna get a little sheet tray to drop our finished potatoes on. Give them another spin about. And it's okay if they get a little crisp or like crispy-esque. We're gonna put them back in this egg mixture, rehydrate it, and it's gonna be perfectly fine. All right, where's a wooden spat? Give these guys a good mix. Heat up, little salt and MSG. And we're back on these guys. Alright, so far so good. I think we're done with the mandolin. We're going to put it right in the dishwasher so no one gets hurt. Same with this guy. Alright, beautiful. Little mixy mix. Alright, these are starting to get translucent. I think our heat is right about exactly where we want it. I love that for us. Doing a little bit of a whirlwind. Cheers. Alright, so we got our potatoes going. We got our onions in there. Potatoes over there. Remaining onions are going in here. And then we're going to be making... Initially, I was going to do two things. The garlic aioli, which apparently is like the same thing as saying like chai tea or... Can't think of another one. But apparently, this is what I learned today. I was on YouTube, saw people fighting in the comments. Garlic aioli versus like a mayonnaise. Apparently, aioli has no eggs in it. And it is truly olive oil, garlic, lemon juice, and it's whipped up so much until it becomes this kind of like frothy dipping sauce, so to speak. So that's aioli. Always has garlic in it. So saying garlic aioli is like saying chai tea. Chai means tea. It's like saying tea. Anyways, mayo actually has egg in it. And I do kind of want to do the egg route. So I think we're going to go that route. I was going to try and just do the aioli, but I do like the egg yolk. I want the Dijon in there. I want some of the oil. So I think that's the route we're going. Cheers. Love that the mountains are blue. I still can't get over how hot it is in Seattle today. Are you guys in double digits in Moses Lake or triple digits in Moses Lake? All right, little stir here so we don't get too much color too quickly. And let's take a look at these guys. These are looking perfect. All individualized, nothing stuck together. I love when it all kind of comes together. So like I was saying, the aioli piece, I guess we can kind of get some of that going to start. We're only going to be using egg yolks. There's some thought on using the whole egg or the egg white as well, but we're not going to go that route. 102. Wild. Alright, so we got a little bit of our garlic in here. I think the order of operations should be the same, or is going to be the same. Let's turn this guy down. Let him just kind of finish there. Actually, now that guy's finishing, let's throw these guys in. Oh, fried potatoes, fried onions, it smells insane. Alright, heat back up. What was I thinking? We'll stir about. Get these guys really going here. Alright, another stir about. Starting to get some color. This is perfect. Alright, let's get our aioli kind of, at least start thinking about it here. So, we got our garlic. We're going to do some lemon juice. Hopefully no seeds drop. Feels like a good amount. Let's do some Dijon. Feels like about a tablespoon, or a little bit. Feels like about half a tablespoon, so that looks good. Alright, while you guys were enjoying your Sunday, oops, we have some infused olive oil. We're growing thyme outside, and it started to flower. I don't know if you can see this, I will. But when it starts to flower, you're supposed to like pick those off, I think, at least, correct me if I'm wrong. Pick those off so it doesn't like flower anymore and it continues to grow more thyme, so to speak. So I picked all those little flowering bits off, used that to infuse the oil along with lemon and garlic. Sounds like we can't go wrong. We're gonna add a little bit of this to this now. Salt, pep, MSG. Take a look at these guys. Alright, these guys feel soft, but not crispy yet. And I do want just like a hair of crispiness, I think. Alright, move these guys about again. Turn our heat down. We're starting to get a little bit too much color. Okay, so let's start off with blitzing this like crazy and see what happens. All right, we're gonna start adding oil. Oil, mustard, lemon, salt, pepper, garlic. Wow, that is delicious. Alright, take a look at these guys. I got so much shit going on right now. Alright, turn that back up a bit. I think we're ready for our egg yolk. Let's start with one. See how that goes. Look at how orange this guy is. All right, we're doing one more egg yolk. And a turnabout. This is gonna still look fine. This looks like Mayo Aioli if I've ever seen it. How do I get this off? All right. All right. Good thing Devin's not here to look at this, but God, that tastes so good. Nice, light, whippy, garlicky. It's got the thickness and like viscosity of the mayo that we want. All right, quick moment for cleaning. All right, these guys are starting to turn. Let's turn it off. Turn these up a little bit. I'm just so impressed with our mayo. I think adding a little bit of the egg white did help. I don't know if you guys caught that, but I did include just like a little bit of the excess egg white. I feel like this camera's like slow and delayed, but yum. Okay, in the fridge to chill and set. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, that's insane. All right, we got our potatoes. Let's get these guys out. Beautiful. I love when things work out well. So many times in my life where trying something for the first time on stream and it does not come anywhere close to where we're hoping for it to be. So far so good. Might be speaking too early. We will see. Just getting all of these potato ends out of my sink. All right, we're cleaning. All right, our caramelized onions are starting to caramelize. Let's throw the excess garlic in there, why not? I don't think that's traditional. But we're not in Spain and we're riffing. Okay. Okay. Here's our potato and onions. Kind of cooked down into a lot less than I was expecting. So, good thing we're only making one. Alright, like I said, the other part of this dish is the egg component. I don't know if I'm going to be doing 5 eggs. I'm not sure. Let's start with a couple here and see what we are looking like. Oh boy. That was a disaster. Alright, attempt 2. Four? Let's see 4, see what happens. Alright, heat's way too high. They're all kind of caramelizing, but looking good. Alright, let's get these bad boys whisked. The main part is to kind of break up the, I guess, the white part of the egg so that you don't have that kind of jelly part. I don't know what I'm saying. I really just want this to be one consistency. This does not feel like enough egg. Maybe. I'm trying to fill this guy, right? Potatoes, egg, all the onions. This might be enough. Alright, let's make sure this is all the consistency I want it to be. Alright, and now we can season it. I know, we need to actually get a garden going one of these days. Salt, pep, MSG. Yeah, you gotta save up all the excess ice cubes. It's such a good point. Theo's had so many ice cubes today. We filled his water bottle or water bowl full of ice cubes, so he's like bobbing for him. Makes it fun. Gave him some frozen strawberries too. Alright, that's just some garlic powder, salt, pepper, MSG, nothing crazy. I really want the potatoes and onions to kind of do their thing. Alright, this is looking like the right consistency. Let's take a peek at our potatoes and onions over here. Alright, this is exactly what I want it to be. Let's get a layer on top of this. Just to kind of soak up some of that. Alright, quick moment for cleaning, and then let's get this all kind of going. Alright, when your onions, when you're caramelizing your onions and you notice that they're getting like a little bit brown, it's great to just deglaze with just like a little bit of water. It's gonna help get all the flavor off the bottom of the pan too, which always is a good thing. And then some of that like color is gonna bleed into all the rest of the onions. It just gives it a really great kind of caramelized look to the rest here without burning. That's the thought at least. So continue to kind of spread these guys out, but this is doing exactly what we want it to do. All right, moment for cheers. All right, we're gonna get a little bit of olive oil in this guy. And we're gonna start bringing our pan up to heat. So this is a cold cast iron. I seasoned it this morning, same with this guy. I truly love working on seasoned cast iron. It like takes all the guessing out of if it's gonna stick to the pan or not. anyone who's like new to cooking, I would like highly recommend starting there. Anyone who gets the stainless steel pans, you kind of got to know what you're doing a little bit, otherwise you can ruin everything you're cooking. Alright, just breaking this up a bit. This is looking really good. Nothing's burning, but we are getting that like nice color to it. While this guy comes up to heat, we'll start it off a little bit higher. Alright, let's feel these guys. Alright, they're nice and warm. I'm gonna move them to another paper towel kind of situation in anticipation of getting put into this mixture. I think transitioning them a little bit is going to help cool them down. These are so perfect. Like some of them are a little crispy. Most of them are just all the way kind of like softly cooked through. Onions have soaked up some of the fat and the flavor, cooked through as well. And we're going to mix them in with these caramelized guys. All right, let's add a little bit more water to the caramelized and then pull them off. Heat up. All right, these are nice and warm. I want to add them into the egg mixture so they can kind of like become one, so to speak. And they're cooled off enough where I'm not worried that the egg is going to cook. And I do want to just make sure these are all incorporated without like kind of busting up the potatoes. Alright, these guys are coming off, heat off. And let's just get a bowl here. All right, caramelized onions, popping them in the freezer. Oh, only reason is because I want them to cool down faster. Does this look like enough? I can't tell if this is enough to fill up this guy. That is kind of the goal. I've also seasoned the edges of the pan, because this guy, it cooks like a souffle, like on one side really hard. And then we gotta flip it somehow. Like how are we gonna flip it in this guy and then back in there, right? So we gotta figure that out. I got a strat, don't know how it's gonna work, but that's the thought. So I do really wanna make sure it kind of fills all of the dish here. Do we get that other egg? I think we get that one other egg. Get the other guy. Okay. Okay. Oil's all out and about. Let's get our caramelized, guys. Take an ice cube, just run around the bottom of the glass here. Try to get that going. What's up, Lauren? Moving day? Bet you just been packing like crazy. We're making a Spanish tortilla. It's like egg, potatoes, onion, and it's a bar food. Doesn't sound like a bar food, but it is. Isn't your brother going to Spain soon? Or did he just go? I can't remember. He would know what's up with the tortillas. Nope, made that up. Alright. Let's feel the... Oh, this is a little too hot still. Way too hot still. Alright, back in the freezer. In the ice tray. Hopefully that helps. Internally, just too hot. Okay, we got our heat low for right now. Once we're ready to drop them in, we're going to crank it. It's going to immediately like make the heat drop by putting in our mixture here. So that's why I want a little bit hotter. And we do want like a nice kind of Maillard reaction, like the nice browning on the egg. And then it will start kind of like making sure it doesn't stick to the edges, and then we'll figure out the flip. I think the flip, what we're going to do is we're going to do the plate method. It's big enough, not big enough. Do one of these, flip it over, drop it, and then like slide it back in. I don't know if that was clear. Well, that's the thought process. Alright, while we're waiting for our caramelized onions to cool down, oh, you already know what's up. Moment for cleaning. Let's get all these last little bits looking better. Save our infused olive oil. Oh, Lauren, also I accidentally beat Assassin's Creed today. You know when you like aren't sure which storyline you're following and you're just like kind of completing quests? I just completed the main storyline and have so many other quests to do. Whoops. Woo! Still can't get over how hot it is. Cheers for all those partaking on the Sunday. We appreciate it. Hell yeah. Get it. Alright, let's go take a look at our caramelized onion, guys. I think that did the trick. These guys feel nice to the touch now. Nothing hot about them. Okay. Just gonna kind of fold these in, get them as kind of mixed through as possible here. Okay. Heat up, medium to medium high. Our cast iron is pretty hot already. Let's make sure our oil's all over. All right, pray for me. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Kind of push it away from the sides a little bit. Just to make sure that it's already, let's do this. All right. Push it away from the sides just so that it's like in the processor has the idea that we will not be sticking to the edges. So that was that piece. We've turned our heat up just a little bit. We'll do a little bit more just because once we put it in there, it immediately like shocks the pan to be cold. We don't want that. We do want it to be like cooking. So I think the move here is we're gonna let it sit. Do we put a lid on it? Let's do a partial one. And this is just gonna kind of help the center cook a little bit more. As I mentioned in the beginning, depending on what part of Spain you're in, they might have it a little bit like saucier in the middle or a little bit more done in the middle. When I went there, it like comes out in this like puck. Then you like cut it into these little wedges and just like dip it into the mayo, basically. Speaking of the mayo, it's not looking insane. Yum. Oh my god. Every once in a while I impress myself, and that's one of them. Love that. Alright, we're gonna let this guy kind of do its thing, hope for the best. Once I start seeing the edges looking kind of done, where it has like kind of the lighter edge around it, insinuating that it's cooked, we're gonna kind of peel it away from the side and then try to do this flip thing. I'm slightly worried. We also did not remember when I put this in, or make mention of. So timing is gonna be interesting. We're still bubbling on the sides here. Our heat's on. I think we're okay so far. We're gonna get a little knife out to scrape around the edges. We'll see. I think it's probably been about like 3 minutes. So far, so good. I really hope this turns out. This is one of my favorite things to eat. when we were in Spain. It's just so fun. And it doesn't seem that appetizing. So like when it turns out to be a really great time, love that. And then for it to be one of like Spain's national dishes, always so cool. Okay. Start to take a gander. I think we need a little bit more time. It is coming away from the edge, which is great. I was a little worried about that. But so far, so good. I think we're going to heat up a little bit. And then let's put our lid back on. I do want the center to actually cook because I'm worried about the flip and then for it to like fall apart. I don't know, guys. But they did say do not put it in the oven to bake it in the oven. That's the only like no. It should be in this like size of pan where like enough heat around will cook the edges and then cook the center enough to flip it. That's the thought at least. I also always think about like how you would make this in a restaurant. Like do they just mass boil or cook those potatoes and just have them ready to fill and drop? Because like every table is ordering one of these. You know what I mean? Like how many of these do they have prepped and ready to go? All right. I think it was 3 minutes before I checked, and then it's been about 3 minutes since I checked, so about 6 minutes total. You can see the egg doneness on the edges, I think is what we want. Let's try to get around the whole piece here. All right, turn our heat down. I think we have some good color on this. You guys ready for the flip? I'm a little worried. I am a little worried here. Great color, maybe a little bit much on the backside. Just gonna set it in there. We're just gonna kind of tuck our edges back in. And then the beauty with these is we get to pick which side looks the best, and that's our presentation side. So we have great color on this, but it does look a little dark. It's not like too much or bad or anything like that, but it is just like a touch dark. So we might use the other side here. But we will see, we will see. All right, so this guy's finishing up. Let's get our kind of plate ready and see if we want to do any herbs. I have some chives here. See if any of these are worth using. Okay, I think the rest of these we can throw away. Same with this like back end of these. Okay. All right, let's flip it. Let's get our plate out. You guys ready? I mean, that one looks perfect. Oh, yeah. This is exactly what it looks like. Little kind of puck, right? We just got this like fat frittata. Exactly what I'm hoping for. Truly, truly hoping it tastes great on the inside. We have our little chive deal here. I'm gonna try and do this like little dollop thing on the top. I forget what it's called, but it has a fun French name. Unfortunately, our mayo has thinned out just a touch, where it's not going to hold that shape. Do we do a drizzle? Maybe we do a drizzle. All right, not my favorite finishing technique, but I think everything else is going to be really, really great on this guy. Bear with me while I clean up my edges here. Also, Devin's going to be pissed that there's mayo all over this. It's not mayo, really. It's aioli, right? Okay. A little bit more chive. The Spanish tortilla, ladies and gentlemen. This one was for me. It wasn't for you. It wasn't for stream. I'm excited about it. I'm hoping it tastes exactly how I remember. I will let you know if not. Ugh. All right, it's Sunday. It's hot out. I'm sweating. We're gonna eat. We're gonna probably order more food later when this only like fills half of our stomach. But whatever. I wanted to make it. I'm excited about it. I think it turned out well. Already a couple critiques, especially with the mayo. But other than that, appreciate you guys. Enjoy the rest of the Sunday, the work week ahead. Until next time, see you guys.